Welcome into Power 5 Picks, the last episode of the 2024-2025 season. Happened pretty quick, happened pretty slow at the same time. That's how it goes every single year for college football. Sad to be done with it, but excited to get into some new sports and excited to watch this national championship game. Actually, not really at all. Who am I kidding? Let's get right into it. National championship game. This is on Monday night, very late, with that new 12-team playoff. The original national championship, I think last year was like January 8th or something. And now we're pushed back like 12 days from that, if not more. So that 12-team playoff has pushed the season back a little bit, which I don't hate. But yeah, it is pretty late in January here. But we have Ohio State, who is an 8.5-point favorite against Notre Dame. Over under is 46.5. Me and you have been on Ohio State since pretty much. I think we were on it maybe before the loss to Michigan, but especially after the loss to Michigan. Me and you were both on Ohio State to win the national championship. I have a future from quite a bit ago. I know you have a future on Ohio State, and we were all kind of saying whoever's going to win that Ohio State Oregon game is going to win it all. And here we are. I don't know if me or you have picked Notre Dame to reach it this far. I had Penn State. I know Georgia was a hot pick on that side of the bracket, but yeah, it's looking like Ohio State, again, according to Vegas, according to the betting odds, is going to win this one pretty easily. Do you think they're going to get it done? Do you think they're going to get it done by the spread? What's your play in this national championship game?
Not wavering on Ohio State. I do think they are the future 2024-25 national champions. But really, like you said, you and I have been on them for so long now. Like you said, the futures, I had a 5-unit play on them against Oregon, and then I told myself I was going to roll that over on Texas. I got scared, didn't do it. I had a little bit on Ohio State against Texas, but not as much as what I should have in hindsight. But at this point, kind of playing on house money. So, yes, I do. To me, they're going to win the game. So I think you have to, if you're going to bet them, you have to take the spread. And I do lean towards them to cover. Personally, though, with the house money that I'll be playing on, I'm probably just going to money line it. And it's absolutely disgusting. It's huge. It's like minus 360, somewhere up in there. But, I have the house money to do it. So that's the way I think I'm going to, because I don't want to play around with the 8.5-point spread. We've said for so long that Ohio State's going to win it. And, I'd hate for to lose that national championship game because I messed with the spread. And the whole time I've just been saying they're going to win the game outright. So I know that doesn't help a ton of people out doing it that way. I don't know if we talked about it on our NFL show, which is out right now, but we talked about the parlay of Ohio State, Kansas City, Detroit. If you want to match it up with the NFL a little bit, that feels fairly safe. If you want to tease, take Kansas City down to 2.5, take Ohio State down to 2.5 as well in a traditional teaser. That might not be a bad look at all. But I do think Ohio State wins the game. So, I wouldn't be able to bet the Notre Dame side. And if you want a different bet outside of, who's going to win or lose, I do kind of like the first half under in this game. I just think national championship, I'm always looking for the under. Teams kind of come out and play a little conservative, try not to make the first big mistake of the game. And, usually the first quarter is a little bit slower, more running clock and things of that nature. So maybe look at a first half under. But yeah, I do think Ohio State is the winning team. So my lean would be to lay the 8.5 points with them.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat. I'm playing with house money right now. Have a Ohio State future, pretty hefty one. I think I have 2.5 units at plus 650 or something. So that would pay out pretty decently for me. So probably going to take this game honestly pretty cautiously. I'm not going to hedge. I'm not going to put money on Notre Dame just because I really don't think they're going to win. I'm hoping for a competitive game. I really am. But just the way these playoffs have gone. I mean, our best games, the Ohio State versus Oregon, we thought was going to be cinematic, was an absolute blowout from the beginning. Even Georgia barely put up a fight against Notre Dame. It was kind of competitive, but not really. Ugly game. Wasn't very fun to watch. The best game, honestly, was Arizona State against Texas, which no one expected that to happen. But that's probably the best game. It was a little crazy at the end of that Notre Dame Penn State game. and I guess a little bit at the end of the Ohio State Texas game, but they just really haven't been that cinematic. And I'm hoping that we're going to get that national championship, but I honestly think it's going to be the way the season's gone, the playoffs have gone. I think this is going to be an Ohio State blowout. I honestly think they win 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. Not quite the level of Georgia TCU a couple years back, which I was in attendance for, but I think it's going to be a 35-14 type of game where Ohio State wins this one. I don't even think Notre Dame's in the same boat here. Good win against Penn State. I said it, and we both have said it all year long. Penn State can't win the big game. When they're an underdog, they don't win. They don't. So yes, it was a little crazy at the end. Still think Penn State probably outplayed Notre Dame, but they got the loss just like everyone, just like every game that Franklin's favored in, or the dog in. And yeah, I mean, they looked okay against Georgia, but I think Georgia outplayed them. I think this is a complete outclassed by Ohio State. I don't think it's close. For the sake of viewership, I hope it's a good game, but I think this is going to get ugly, and I really don't want Ohio State to win. You never really want your rival to win the national championship. But again, I've said it a couple times. I joked about it. Michigan did beat them, so I always have that little asterisk. I'd rather have a national championship than beating your rival. I get it, but it is kind of nice that I have that as some ammunition for the future. But yeah, I think this is gonna be ugly. I will be probably betting an Ohio State spread of some sorts. Like I said, I have the outright future on Ohio State money line. I'm not gonna hedge at all. Notre Dame, not even gonna think about it. Don't really feel like playing a total in this game. So yeah, Ohio State's on the spread is going to be my bet. Nothing crazy. I'll probably throw a unit on it. It's not going to be a very heavily bet national championship game. So yeah, a little disappointing. But 12 team playoff. It was his first year. What did you think before we end it here? Do you think the 12-team playoff was a success? Do you think there's things to improve on? Do you think there's things to change? What do you think about the new system in its first year?
Yeah, I loved it from a betting aspect. I think honestly, you and I we had to be over 80% on the sides that we liked on all those games. I mean, you and I both called the Arizona State to keep it close with Texas. We mostly called every single favorite in the first round. And, I think from a betting aspect, I know I've done very good. I'm almost back to break even on the season, which if you knew where I was about week 6, week 7, I didn't think there was a snowball's chance in hell I'd get there. So I think my goal is to put enough money on Ohio State to where I can get back to a break even this year. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I like the 12-team playoff. I think the seeding needs to be adjusted. But really quick before I throw it back to you to get your opinion, I do just want to touch on the schedules here of Notre Dame and Ohio State because, I mean, Notre Dame just had such, it wasn't their fault, but their way to get here was a cakewalk. They beat Indiana, who not great. Ohio State also beat Indiana in the regular season. Georgia without their starting quarterback. And like you said, it was, a minute and a half changed that entire game. It was 17 points scored in a minute and a half, and it was game over from there. So, one or two things go different in that span of time. Who knows? And then they pull one out of their ass with a fluky interception late against Penn State. And then Ohio State's played Texas, Oregon, Tennessee, arguably better than all of those teams, maybe outside of Penn State, and really blew all of them out of the water. Beat Penn State, beat Indiana. I mean, Ohio State's just had such a tougher schedule, so that plays into the Ohio State side as well. So just wanted to bring that up, but yeah, I'll throw it back to you for your thoughts on the 12 team.
And the regular season schedule there. I mean, Ohio State went through the Big Ten, played Oregon, played Michigan, played Penn State. Then you look at Notre Dame, who played a shortened ACC schedule with Texas A&M thrown in there as an out of well, they're all
5
out of
months ago.
conference. Yeah, Texas A&M thrown in there, and then the 2 military academies, and then the ACC schools. We all saw how they did in the conference or in the 12-team playoff. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Definitely things to change. I think you can make it a 12-team playoff and still get competitive games. And we did not have that this year. We did not have competitive games, which is always going to happen. I mean, even in the 4-team playoff, we had blowouts. Like I just mentioned, the TCU Georgia, that was I think 56-14, something like that, national championship score. No one wants that, but occasionally it does happen. There was too many of that this year, and I really think they need to change how they seed. and how much they reward the number one overall seed and stuff like that. So I think it's a really easy solution. I've made multiple videos about it, but don't change the seeds. Don't change the seeds. Whatever the top 12 are, sure you can put you can throw in your 5 conference champions. So maybe the 14 or a 15 gets in instead of the 12. Maybe that, but don't reseed. Don't make Boise State. Were they a 3? Don't make Boise State a 3 seed. Don't make Arizona State a 4 seed. That is absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, you can put them in. Sure, I'm fine giving value to all conference champions, but don't give Arizona State a 4 seed or I actually, you know what? I should stop shitting on Arizona State because they played a hell of a game. But don't give Boise State. Everyone knew that was going to be a blowout. Everyone knew it. It happens every single year. Liberty against Oregon, it's just not even close. It's not the same class of players. It's not the same class of football. So I think it's a good idea. I think it's really easy to changes. I hope they make these changes. Who knows? Because the committee is a bunch of idiots, including the head of the committee this year, which was Michigan's athletic director, who is a piece of shit. If you guys don't know anything about him, worst guy at Michigan, can't stand him. But yeah, that's what we got for our Power 5 picks. Do you have anything to add before we close out for the year?
Yeah, just one last thing, because from a fan perspective, 100% agree, but from a betting perspective, keep putting the Boise States of the world at a 3, have the public flow in on America's team of that, whatever season it is, because that's just, we start salivating when we start seeing shit like that. So yeah, it's good from betting. From our perspective, I know public gets pretty beat up when that kind of thing happens, which is good for us. But yeah, I guess, final words. Already excited for next college football season. Hopefully I can get out of this one not down. I'm not going to make any money this year, but finish strong. So hopefully we can ride that into next season.
Yeah, thank you guys for following along this entire season. We have our records here to our left. Like I said, Ethan did phenomenal on the show. Maybe next year he'll learn to maybe just listen to what he says a couple days before when he does record for the show, and maybe he can have a real profitable season. But we appreciate you guys riding on for the journey, the bowl games, the regular season. We look forward to next season. Again, big years ahead, especially, I'm a selfish Michigan fan. A lot of young guys coming from Michigan. Super excited there. I know Sparty can't do a whole lot worse, so hopefully improvements there. I'm just excited for the next season. It's going to be a long, what are we, 7 months, 7.5 months. It's brutal. Just wait till baseball. But like I said, we have a lot of shows over here on Better and Green. We cover college basketball, which me and Ethan are diving into right now. NBA, but let's NBA, blah. NHL, we're start getting our show out there. We have our UFC picks, our MMA show. We have different betting articles on our site, including Premier League soccer and other soccer leagues. And then obviously we have the NFL playoffs in full swing right now. So every sport besides a little bit of NBA and maybe not that much baseball, we pretty much cover pretty regularly. So just follow along, like, subscribe, share over here on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're posting everything every single day. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining our journey, and we'll see you guys next season.
Good luck, guys.
You better start listening to the Better and Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome to Better and Green. To Better and Green. To Better and Green. Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover old spot from the bottom to the top. Hey. Shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast, Better and Green.